Hey, welcome to this radio video, and in our series where we are revisiting or doing a second review of receivers that are still available on sale on the internet or in stores. Today we're going to talk about the Tecsun PL-600. Now, I've already done a review a few years ago of this receiver and actually have owned the PL-600 for at least 3 or 4 years, if not more. So I can actually have this second review, with all the hours of using it. And this is one of the receivers that I actually use quite often. So it is one of the good shortwave radios out there. So the Tecsun PL-600 is a Longwave, Mediumwave, AM, Shortwave and FM receiver. It is a continuous coverage, so it's a general coverage receiver if you want. Really goes from Longwave all the way up to 29,999 kilohertz in the shortwave spectrum, so it's not blocked anywhere. It has a full shortwave spectrum. On eBay, it's still sold between $80 and $100 US. So depending on where you are, the shipping price, it's about from $80 to $100 US. Here in Canada, the cheapest that I could find on eBay was about $85 US, which is close to $100 Canadian, with the Canadian dollar really dropping here in the past year against the US dollar. So it is a double conversion receiver, meaning that it actually will prevent you from hearing images of station on another frequency. A single conversion receiver usually has only one intermediate frequency, which means that it will actually have images of the station 910 kilohertz below or above the receive frequency. So you might hear a station out of band where it shouldn't be. A double conversion receiver removes this problem by having a intermediate frequency that is much higher. So it does image, but it images outside of the range of the radio, so you never hear these images. So it comes in several colors. It has, this one is the silver color. It has a charcoal gray color. It has a black one. And I haven't seen it on eBay, but I remember seeing, I believe, a red Tecsun PL-600. It is a receiver that's been on the market for many years. And, it's kind of the little brother of the newer receivers like the Tecsun PL-660, PL-880. So, but it is still a very good receiver, and if you're looking, to spend no more than $100 US, this is actually a good receiver. If we look at the front panel, we have the power and sleep functions. We have the timers here because this receiver can be programmed to start at specific times, and of course, which is cool because you can, leave and have it start and just put a recorder, so it will record. Or if you want to remind yourself of anything, it's got timers. It's also got some an alarm clock, of course. On the right side, we have the buttons. We have the lighting button to light the display. We have the fast tuning or slow tuning. So 5 kilohertz, 1 kilohertz, depending on how fast you want to tune around the bands. I'm just going to turn it on, actually. And here it goes. It has, of course, frequency presets because it has memories. This receiver has 600 memories, actually. So you can really fill them up with shortwave frequencies, medium wave, FM. It works on a page type. So here you see the pages, which means that each page has its own frequencies. It has single sideband and also a bandwidth, wide or narrow, which are both quite good. Meaning that the selectivity of each of the bandwidths is quite good. Even the wide is not bad and actually gives better audio because it has wider frequency range also. It has a nice numeric keypad in front, which is really cool. Well laid out in the fashion of a telephone keypad. Up down buttons, and of course it can scan, so when you press the up button, for example, and maintain it, as you see here, it starts scanning the shortwave frequencies or any band that you're listening to, and will stop when it receives any signals. The buttons here, up down, also has the FM, medium wave, and long wave bands, so you can choose whatever band you want to listen to. FM, medium wave, long wave from 100 kilohertz, and shortwave on the left side. And actually by pressing it actually jumps the different international broadcast bands, which is a very nice feature actually. The display is very nice. It is a big display. We see the numbers really well. It also has the very cool feature of having a clock displayed as the same time as the frequency, and that I really love in a radio, because when you're listening to shortwave you often want to know what time it is in UTC time, for example. So this is nice to have the clock set here, because it lets you really see what time of the day we are while you're watching or listening to a station. It comes with rechargeable batteries and a power adapter included in the package, and you can actually charge the battery inside the radio, so you don't need to actually remove the batteries. You can leave the batteries in, just put the charger on and charge the batteries inside the receiver. Although it's a long process. If you have, like I have 2000 milliamp hours batteries, that's 20 hours at the speed of this radio's charge. But it comes with like 1000 or 1200 milliamp hours, so it 10 to 12 hours charging time. Battery consumption is average. It's not the best that I've seen, but it is good. On 4 AA batteries, you do get quite a long run of the receiver. On the right side of the radio, you've got the tuning knob at the top. You've got the fine tuning for single sideband. And what's interesting on it is it's got a dent, meaning that here I can feel that there's a little dent telling me that I'm in the middle of the single sideband tuning, fine tuning. And that's really cool, because it does make it easier to tune single sideband signals, because you know when this is set in the middle section. And finally, the volume control here at the bottom on the right side of the screen, of the radio, sorry. We have on the left side an antenna jack, so you can put one of those reel-in antennas if you want, for example. Works well here. It has a DX normal and local switch, so it has 3 different attenuators if you want. So if you're using an outdoor wire, for example, and sometimes it overloads, you can go from DX to normal, and if you want to even further lower the sensitivity, you can go back to local. I rarely use this switch, but it is useful to have, especially if your radio tends to overload. It has a tone control, treble and bass, but I must say that one of the negative sides of this radio is the audio that distorts a lot. On FM it isn't too bad, but on shortwave there's a lot of ash and distortion on the audio, which makes shortwave listening of programs especially tiresome if you listen for long hours. And actually on the internet there's a mod that you can find that shows you how to modify this receiver to have better sound. Sound quality through the headphones is much better, of course. There's a pair of headphones that are included with the radio, as well as a carrying pouch. And finally at the bottom it has a 6-volt negative center adapter plug, and actually this is included with the radio, so you have the adapter. On the left side it has a plastic little plastic bend thing to make the radio at an angle. I broke mine, that's why it's not there, but it is very useful. Battery compartment, this battery uses 4 AA batteries, and what's interesting at the bottom, it has this little hinge here like this, so you can actually put the radio not only at an angle but upright, and that is, you know, unique to this receiver. Rarely do receivers have this, and it's really nice, and it's actually pretty stable for a receiver, so you can actually put it really upward if you want. And of course at the top you have your telescopic antenna, as pretty much every shortwave radio has, and works really well with even the telescopic antenna. Performance wise, this radio is very good. Here for example is, let's just tune, there we go.
At this time, EWTN will be changing our shortwave target area.
So this is WEWN 15610. It's very sensitive on shortwave, a very good receiver. I really like it as a shortwave radio. If you're looking for something that really can get those stations really coming in, this is the radio to get. It is a very good radio for that. The single sideband functions are fantastic, easy to use once again, thanks to and here we have single sideband weather. Very easy to tune, as you see, with the fine tuning button on the right side, and works very well in single sideband. But this is really one of those radios that is amazingly good at receiving shortwave. Very sensitive. As for medium wave, it's a good receiver, nothing incredible, but it is a good receiver. Maybe not in the DX range of the receiving edge, but it is good. And you know, my beacons that I use for medium wave are stations like in Ottawa, 580. So if I go into the medium wave band and tune 580, here we go. Works very well. This station is about 100 miles from where I am, and this is daytime. It's full quieting, as you see here. Really cool. Receiver on medium wave is very good. You know, you will listen to these faraway stations at night, that's for sure. Of course, for Europe and North America, it has this 9 kilohertz, 10 kilohertz spacing that you can adjust, which is also very nice. And so this is a very nice receiver for medium wave. It goes from 522 kilohertz all the way up to 1620, which is interesting because it does not have the expanded AM band, which is very interesting when you look at this. Oh, maybe it does, but I've just noticed that I'm in the European. Yeah, it does. That's because I'm in the European 9 kilohertz right now spacing. I resetted the radio the other day and probably didn't put it back to 10 kilohertz spacing. So it does go up to 1710. And finally FM. FM, which is also very nice. There's medium wave. So FM, this is VPR actually on in Burlington, Vermont. That's about 100 miles also from here.
Endorses the global standard. Some internet-deprived folks in New England.
So as you see, very good reception of here in faraway FM station. And actually in FM, this is a very good receiver also. So, you know, if you're looking for something that has great FM reception, especially of faraway FM station, this one is good. Doesn't overload too much. Even though here in Montreal I'm in a city that has a lot of very powerful FM stations, and they tend to overload from time to time the receiver. This one is quite good at receiving faraway stations. And finally we have the Longwave band from 100 kilohertz all the way to I believe 500. It's close to 520. Yeah. Stops at 519, so it's really, you know, general coverage, And here in North America we have only, you know, navigational stuff. But to give you an idea what I can hear with 48, this is a local airport beacon. So, you know, it's a full coverage type of receiver, works very well. I haven't had any problems at all with this radio. It does have a little reset here in case the receiver freezes up or has any problems. It tends to overload on long wires, so that's one negative side. But, you know, I've not really seen any portable receivers that don't really overload when you have a long wire attached to them. So you know, I think this is a pretty standard overload on pretty much all the portable receivers. The other negative side is the audio that's a little harsh. It's not always easy. On FM it's good, but you know, it's a little harsh. But it is on FM stereo, so if you listen through the earphones on FM, you will have stereo sound, which is very nice for listening to music. And you know, it's an overall good receiver. If I had to buy a shortwave radio, I would still consider buying this Tecsun PL-600 today. I think it's a worthwhile radio. I think it does a great job at what it does, and a lot of people actually on the channel have this receiver and love it. What's the difference when you compare it to the PL-660 and PL-880? Well, you know, the two other receivers are more expensive, have more tuning, let's say tuning options, like synchronous detection and maybe airband and stuff like that. But apart from that, if your budget is a little tight and you can't really afford more than $100, you know, you're not going wrong when you buy this PL-600 receiver. It is a good radio, and it's packed with a carrying case, a power adapter, 4 AA rechargeable batteries, and basically everything you need from the start to enjoy a good shortwave radio and good shortwave and you know, listening to the radio in general. So that's my look at the PL-600 receiver. A good receiver, still sold on eBay. I've seen at least 6 or 7 different sellers that have the PL-600 in stock. So it's still really sold as of February 2015. And it is a good receiver to get for shortwave. And you know, the added bonus of having single sideband reception is really nice. If you enjoy our videos, well, I hope you subscribe to my channel. And you know, we have passed the 3,000 subscribers, which is really cool. And hopefully you take a peek through all the videos, you know, reception of different stations, and also, you know, all sorts of videos about shortwave radio in general to help you, you know, do the maximum with your hobby. Thanks for watching.